in Llandudno. I've been told how to say it properly. I'm here with Magnus.
Hello.
And he has convention cards with him today. Oh my god, two. And they're the same. Wow. So, I mean, that's never happened before, so we're probably going to win today. This is a 2-day event, and it's the same event in 2 days. That's weird for a 2-day weekend event to have, usually in Britain. When I say Britain, because we're in Wales at the moment, they have 1 day Swiss pairs and 1 day Swiss teams. That's just how they've done it. That's how they always seem to do it, isn't it? In these 2-day events that are kind of just localised to one town or city or something. But this is a 2-day Swiss pairs event with no teams event attached to it or anything. So we've got 12 8-board matches over the course of 2 days. We're going to do the best we can. Magnus is a champion now. He won the Scarpa teams. How do you feel, Magnus?
Ecstatic.
He sounds it. I don't know if you can tell, but that obviously the camera mutes about 10% of expression. But we are, I tell you what, Llandudno is amazing. It's so nice. Look at all these, every street's got fancy houses and nice big buildings, and we're staying in a really nice B&B, and we're going down in a second to have a look at the beach and the pier. And there's some mountains in the distance. We're on the northwest coast of Wales, so this is really good. I've had some friends come to, maybe not this particular congress, but this particular town to play bridge before. I'm not sure if it's the same congress or not, and they always kind of raved about it. So it's a bit like what happened when I went to Peebles. I've gone to an event that people in the past have said is a good event, so here we are. There's going to be about 20 tables, and it's a 2-day event, so we're playing just under a third of the field in total. So the aim's not to just let the leaders run away with it, unless that's us. If it's us, we're going to run away with it. That's the aim. So don't lose any matches big. You're going to lose matches playing 12 matches, but as long as your matches are small losses when you do lose, and then you win the majority of them, you've got a good chance of placing well. So it's hard to aim to win these. So our aim now is to get Magnus something he's not got before, I think. And tell me if I'm wrong. Have you got any goal points?
No. Oh no, from Scarborough possibly.
I don't think so for a 1-day event. So I think if this does green points, which it might not do because it's in Wales, if it does, that's our aim. 2-day event. If it's green pointed, we'll get some goal point. But yeah, we've got just over an hour before play. It's half an hour to the venue, so we're gonna kind of wander around, just marvelling at what a really nice place this is. The weather is, well, I'm from north. It's shorts weather for me, but Magnus has forgotten his coat, so
It's cold.
and he's cold. So we will maybe get to the venue early, get a coffee, warm him up, and play some bridge. So this is the beach. There's Magnus. It's the man. Isn't this nice? The sun's just come out, so Magnus is not complaining about the cold as much. And this is the bay and Llandudno. That's, which one's the Orme? Is it that one? Or is it that one?
Was that one?
Yeah, that's the something Orme. Orme is Welsh for mountain. We saw some goats kind of hanging off the sign, the wild goats. And this is the bay, and then that'll be the Irish Sea. Ireland will be sort of that direction-ish. And something else is going on over there. There's some sort of town over there. But we're going to have a little wander around the bay. I think there's a pier somewhere as well, isn't there?
On the other side.
On the other side, apparently, says Magnus. This is lovely. The ominous black clouds are moving away, so hopefully we don't get caught in any sort of rain. But this beat's talking about whether we play retransfers over certain sequences, isn't it? This is much, much nicer. So we're wandering in. I'll show you the playing area. There's about 20 tables in some sort of community centre. So Llandudno is apparently how you say it, not Llandudno. Llandudno. I got the cliff right, but not the Llandudno, I think it's called. Anyway, so we we had some tops and bottoms. They made some views which worked well. They jumped in hearts and their partner passed with a hand that most people have bid 4 on, and they make exactly 3. So we got a bottom there. So I picked up this hand. I had queen to 3, king to 4, 2 low, 4 to the 10. So not much. And they open 1 heart on my left, double from partner, 1 spade on my right. I haven't got anything. Well, I might have bid 2 clubs if I was forced to bid, but I don't want to introduce this. My honours are in their suits, not very good, so I passed. This goes 2 diamonds on my left, pass from partner, 2 spades on my right. Okay, so they're fighting over their suits, so I pass. You know, I'm happy to defend 2 spades. If partner's got 4 spades or 3 spades, 3 good spades or something, you know, this might go well. 3 diamonds on my left, pass. 3 spades on my right. Well, I'm not having any more of this. We've already got 1 bad board. I whacked it. Even if it goes 1 off, you're going to get a good board if it's going 1 off. It's only going to be bad if it makes. And if partner's got his takeout double, they're just in a misfit. Partner will have the diamonds sorted. I've got doubleton diamond. I've got the hearts sorted. They're not going to run the hearts. I've got queen 3rd spade. Clearly, dummy's going to go down with very few spades. Probably. If dummy doesn't go down with a void spade, I'll be flabbergasted. But what I want to tell partner to do is to double 4 diamonds. And if they bid 4 diamonds and partner passes it, I'm going to pass it, I think, as well. I'm doubling 4 hearts. It's 4 diamonds I'm worried about. But if I double 3 spades and they bid 4 diamonds, it goes pass, pass, pass. That's fine. Or partner can double it. They passed it out with big sighs. Oh, how can you do this to me? Well, I'm like, she's probably got more spades than you have diamonds, my friend. And she did. She had 7 bad spades, and she's kind of she tried to sign off in 2 spades. It's a bit of a misfit. She does have an 8 count, but you can see the whole hand. She does have an 8 count, but she's sort of stuffed in the auction. Her partner kept bidding her short suits. And do you really want to correct back to 3 hearts? I think maybe when partner has denied your chance to play in 2 spades, you probably tried to sign off in 3 hearts, and I probably don't double that. Now that I know they've got genuine heart fit. You know, they could be in like a 6-2 heart fit, and I've got only king empty to 4. But when she bid 3 spades, I was able to whack it, and we got 300, so that was good. We whacked another one as well, where they bid up to 5 diamonds, and a lot of people are bidding to 5 diamonds, but not many people are doubling it, so that got another good one as well. So I think we've won the match, but it was a match of tops and bottoms. Future Steve's about to show you a 1-no trump. We defended 1-no trump and we squeezed dummy, which is pretty good. We won the first match. Oh, it's so hot out here. Whoa, roasting. We won the first match. Magnus is this is mild for Magnus, but this is too hot for me. We won the first match 18-2, and I think we've won the second match 20 I think. They missed the first 3 boards. They just missed 3 games, although one we can beat potentially. Magnus said he can beat it, but he didn't find the lead to keep it to 9 against a part score, so he might not have done the same against game. He claims he would, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. Here's another example. Now I'm coming round to this. This is I'm going to call it the chucker theorem. That if you have a choice between preempting to 4 of a major or not, you should preempt to 4 hearts, but not to 4 spades. I don't know what the theorem is. He's probably got more eloquent than that to me. But this is Magnus's hand. He might fill me in here. He's got king, queen, jack to 7. He's got the king X of clubs. He's got queen 10X of hearts and a stiff diamond. Stiff low diamond. And so it goes a club pass a heart to him. And he's got king X of clubs badly placed, queen 10X of hearts badly placed, and he is unfavourable. There will be some people who just bid 4 spades in this hand because that's what you do. But this is probably the clearest indication that you should bid 4 spades in this hand. You have queen 10X. I mean, that's not too poorly placed, but king X of clubs is awfully placed. And if you bid 4 spades, do you think they have a heart fit? Or at least when you bid 4 spades, you're not going to allow them to find the heart fit if they've not got like a 4-4 fit or a 5-4 fit. And you've got 3 of them. Their partner hasn't bid diamonds, so partner hasn't got like a weak jump over golden diamond, so maybe they've got some diamond length as well. I don't know. And the theorem is, if you bid 4 hearts, you give them options to get wrong. If you bid 4 spades, you basically tell them to double you. So if you bid 4 spades here, it would probably go double, pass, 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 or pass, pass, double, pass, 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 far too often for it to be a good board. Are you making 4 spades? Well, definitely if they double you, you're not. Your king X of clubs is pretty poorly placed. You haven't got any aces. Partner's not guaranteed to have any spade support or any sort of roughing value. If partner's got roughing value, they might just bid 5 hearts anyway. What can you rough in partner's hand? You can only rough a heart if they've got an 8 card fit. And when they've got an 8 card fit, they might just bid 5 hearts. I don't know, but like, so you succeed when you push them to 5 hearts, but I think it's just a losing option. If you swap the suits around, imagine you've got 7 hearts and it's got a club pass a spade. I would bid 4 hearts all day long. You put the pressure on. Now they might strive to bid 4 spades, thinking you've got your bid. You don't really. You're not expecting to make 4 hearts, and at those colours it's not the best thing, but you put them to a guess, and you put them to a guess with a safe exit of bidding at the 4 level. When you bid 4 spades, you don't have that option. So if it's a choice between 3 or 4 spades on this hand, I think you should bid 3. However, Magnus bid 1. They got to 4 hearts and we beat it, but they didn't play it very well, I'm afraid. I don't think. Magnus said there's a full hand. Magnus said the king of spades at trick 1. It went ace and I roughed it, and they went, oh, it's one of those hands, is it? And I played a club back at trick 2. It's probably wrong, but I didn't really want to play a diamond away from my king, and I thought a club only costs when Magnus is got 2 clubs, in which case there's some weird distribution here, and I didn't realise he's got 7 spades. I think they played like 4 or 5 in the majors, and I didn't think they'd have such short clubs. I don't know. And anyway, the point about the hand is not our defence to 4 hearts or the play to 4 hearts, it's the bidding, and I don't think this is a hand you should put 4 spades on. We just lost to the best player in the world. Not going to name his name. He's he's quite cocky enough as it is, but people will know who we've just lost to, and it's his birthday as well. He's 60 years old, either today or at some point in the next few days. We didn't deserve to win the round, I don't think. You were about to see a hand where we got a good board on it. It could have been a bit better, but that was it. We're going to wander. You can see, just look at how nice it is everywhere around here. It feels like you're on some sort of holiday resort. You've got these weird kind of palmy tree things here, and it's brilliant. We're going to look for maybe a sandwich or a bite to eat or something, and we'll be back. So the annoying thing is we've lost heavily, and they're the sort of pair that are good enough to just waltz over the rest of the field. So I think it's going to be a bit of an uphill challenge to win the thing. So our aim again is just to win as many matches as we can. We failed in the goal of when we lose small. We just didn't play well, and they gave us chances. They gave us a couple of at least 1 board back, and we bid to another good spot as well, but just had 3 near bottoms, 4 near bottoms. 1 wasn't our fault though. So we're going to wander down. I don't actually know which way to go, but it seems most people are going that way, so we'll go that way, shall we? So this is the hand we played in the match we lost heavily, and this is you're south here, and you open a club, partner bids a spade, you rebid 3 clubs, you've got 7, you've got a good hand, partner bids 3 spades, which you'll be forcing at this point, you bid 3M, and partner bids 6. And they lead a heart, and partner puts down this monster hand. So, what are your thoughts? Well, if things break, let's count your trick. So you're going to make 7 clubs, 7 spades, that's already 14, and you've got 2 aces to go. So, if things break, you've got 16 tricks, and you're playing match points, so you're already going to be winning against people in 6 spades. You're going to be losing to everyone who gets to 7 if things break. And so what you need to think about now, given if things break, you're going to make oodles of tricks. How would you play it in such a way, if things don't break, could you still make 13? How many have you got off the top if things don't break? You've got, assuming clubs can't be 6-0, so they can be 5-0. So you've got 7 clubs, you've got 2 aces is 9, and you've got the ace, king, queen of spades. So you've got 12 tricks off the top. And so the more versed you are in squeeze techniques and squeeze plays, the more likely you are to just kind of fall into the right line by accident. Effectively, you might just need to sometimes just cash your tricks in the right order. So you're not going to run the harder trick one, because if things break, you've got 13 tricks. So you're going to go up with the Ace of Hearts. And what you need to do here is cash things in an order where if things don't break, you've still got a chance of some sort of squeeze. Now, what are your threats for the squeeze? You could have a simple squeeze against West if they have, for example, 4 spades and the King of Hearts. But I think it's unlikely that West is a good player. West is unlikely to lead away from the King of Hearts here. So the King of Hearts is probably with East. How could you squeeze East? Well, you've got a simple squeeze against East if East has 4 spades and the King of Hearts. And that would work as well. And what you have to do in that case is you have to cash 7 clubs and the Ace of Diamonds. And at that point, East can't keep 4 spades and the King of Hearts, and you squeeze them that way. Is there any chance to make the rest of the tricks if we think East has the King of Hearts, if East isn't the one with 4 spades? Well, if West has 4 spades, you can just take the spade finesse, but obviously that's ridiculous. If that loses, you could go several off. So if West has 4 spades and East has the King of Hearts, are there any ways to make it? Which is possibly, I don't know if it's more likely or not. But what we're going to do to see whether we need to try and squeeze East in case spades don't break, or whether we need to try something else, is we're going to cash some clubs. So we're going to play the Queen of Clubs, and we can afford to overtake so that we keep our Ace of Diamonds. We might need our Ace of Diamonds later. We can afford to overtake because our club pips are so good. And then we're going to cash another club, throwing a small red card away. And we're going to cash another club, throwing a small red card away. Now, West has shown up with only 2 clubs, and if West has a singleton spade, they are unlikely to have been quiet. They would have 10 red cards, and East has passed, you've opened a club, and if you've got 10 red cards, you're probably bidding something. So if anyone's got 4 spades, it's West. So at this particular case, the squeeze against East is probably not going to work. Remember, you can't afford to do anything that doesn't also gain if things break. So if West has the spades and East has the hearts, how can you possibly squeeze anyone? Well, you can actually do something called a double squeeze. And this is a rare form of double squeeze in that it's what's called non-simultaneous. The problem with the double squeeze in this case normally is you want to squeeze them on the same trick, and you can't. What you need to do in this particular case, I'm just going to show you the full hand so you can see how it's going to work, because it's not obvious to spot. So here's the full hand. West did have 4 spades, and remember, if West only had 3 or 2 spades, what we're about to do now will work, and we're just going to make the rest anyway. So West has 4 spades and East has the King of Hearts, which, according to the play in the lead so far, that seems likely, I think. They're not going to lead away from the King of Hearts. And when West shows up with only 2 clubs, if they have a singleton spade, you could have squeezed East, but that's very unlikely because West would have probably bid one of their 5-card or 6-card red suits. So in this case, there is a double squeeze, but it's non-simultaneous. And what that means, when we say non-simultaneous, it means that you squeeze them each on a different trick. You're going to squeeze one of them first to make them discard something, and then you're going to squeeze the other one. So what we're going to do here is we're going to squeeze West first. West has to keep 4 spades, and so the idea here is we're going to cash all our clubs. West has to keep all their spades, so West is going to have to discard too many diamonds to keep the diamonds guarded. So we can see what happens with that case. And East has got loads of discards. You can see East can discard 2 low hearts and 3 low diamonds. East has got lots of discards to do at this point. East has to make 4 more discards, and they've got plenty to do that. So we play a club. West has to throw a small card away. Can't throw a spade. We play another club. West has to throw a small red card away. Can't throw a spade. We play another club. West throws their last heart away. and we play our last club. And at this point, West is squeezed. West is squeezed out of the fourth spade, which they know they can't throw away, or a diamond. So they have to throw a diamond here. So at this point, West hasn't given up a trick, but what they've given up now is a diamond guard. They now are no longer able to guard the diamonds. And in this particular case, West has been squeezed out of that diamond guard, which means now we can squeeze East in hearts and diamonds. You now know that East has the soul guard of the hearts, which we knew at the start, but they've also got the soul guard of the diamonds here. They've got the second round diamond control with the King 9. So we can now play spades. Play spade to the ace, the King of spades, and when East shows out, we know our preparations have been good. We throw a diamond away. We know that West started with 4 spades, so we know that we've only got 12 tricks unless there's a squeeze on. And when we play the Queen of spades, East is now squeezed. It's a positional, simple squeeze against East, but it's effectively a double squeeze, because if you didn't do this in the right order, West would still have a diamond guard. Queen of spades, East has to throw a diamond to keep the King of hearts. You now throw the Queen of hearts away, and then you make the Jack of diamonds as your last trick. And the only thing I've done wrong in this simulation is I've thrown the 7 of diamonds away early, and we should have made a beer. And the Jack of diamonds wins the last trick, and you would have made 13 tricks. So we missed this at the table. I think it was findable, definitely. And again, it's one of those things where just as by default, your technique should be... when you're in a comfortable contract here, if things break, I've got the rest. What can I do if they don't? And if there is a squeeze on, you need to just catch things in the right order. So well done if you spotted that. We've just had lunch. I say lunch, there's not... The problem with Llandudno, keep saying it till I get it right, is it's a little seaside town, basically. Really nice, but nothing was open, or nothing was serving food. The break, it's a very weird time to have a break between 3 and 4. Anything that does lunch is stopped, and anything that does evening meals hasn't started yet. So we pretty much confined to like one shop. There was like a delicatessen that did cheese, but I'd run out of bread, so I couldn't do any toasties. There was a pub that served food till 4, but had stopped serving when we got there. Anyway, so you get to 4 spades. It goes a club, a spade, 4 spades. They didn't bid at all. And you're playing it with a 6 count. Dummy goes down, you realise this isn't a good spot. You're not going to make many tricks here. You've got 4 triple 3 opposite 4 triple 3. There's no roughing value. Identical shapes, and you're missing 3 kings and a trump trick. You're just not going to make this. So, is it an unreasonable contract? Not really. Most people will get to 4. Most people get to 4, you'd think. I think Cooper and I play that... Oops, get rid of that fluffy thing. Cooper and I play that you can show these 18, 19 bounce of 4 card support. So we could have signed off in 3 spades. And that's the sort of thing you want to do. This is the hand for it. I've not responded light, but I've got such a bad 1 spade bid. Anyway. They lead the 9 of clubs. And they're playing... Slavinsky leads. Every time that comes up, I need it explaining. So I said, explain this, please, to me. And effectively, they lead. If they lead a high one, it means, I won't go through it all, but a high one means one of 2 things. It means they've either got an odd number without an honour, or an even number with. So to simplify that, when he's led the 9, he's either got something like 3 to the 9 or 5 to the 9, or King 9 to 4, Jack 9 to 4. So they're the 2 options. And so they're about equally likely, but are they? When they lead dummies suit, and remember, the auction's gone a club, a spade, 4 spades. Dummy could have had 4 spades and 6 clubs. And they've led dummies suit. So are they likely to have the king / or the jack here? I don't think they are, really. So at trick 1 you can't do anything. You've got to take a finesse. So at trick 1 I just tested. I played the 10. If this forces the king, brilliant. If I played the 10, it loses to the jack. Oh dear. They play a heart back. They play the 9 of hearts back, so I try the queen. Gets covered with a king. I win the ace. I haven't got much anything to do really. I'm just going to keep exiting and things, hoping they pick one of the suits up for me. Maybe diamonds are frozen. Maybe they have to lead a club into the ace queen or something. So I exited in hearts, and it ended up the hand opening leader wins and plays a second club through. They play the 7 of clubs. So what are you going to do now? So go back to what they've led from. They've either got 3 or 5 to the 9, or king to 4. They can't have jack to 4 now. They've got king 9 4th, or one of those 3 or 5 to the 9. Now, if they've got 3 to the 9, there's nothing you can do. There's the king guarded off that. If they've got 5 to the 9, you can drop the king. And if they've got king to 4, you can take the finesse. So what do you do? Well, it might seem like of the times they've got 3 or 5 to the 9, half of those times you can gain a trick. Whereas you always gain a trick if the finesse is right. So it feels like the finesse is odds on. But is he really leading a club here from the king on that auction when he might have a trump lead that looks safe, or a diamond or a heart or something? So the only time this is right, I think, is if he's got something like the queen of spades and both red suit kings. So I didn't play that. I played the ace. And when I played the ace, everyone played small. And then when I exited in the club, they won the king on my left. So he had king 9 to 4, but he also had both red suit kings. I was lucky. I actually got a trick back when he won the king of clubs and all the hearts had gone. He played a 13th club, and I got a rough in discard. He thought I was end playing him in things, and he played for his partner to have a bigger spade than he did, and I was able to get rid of a diamond loser. So I got my trick back, but I still went 3 off for 300. Just not going to be a good board, and that was in a match we lost fairly heavily. I think Magnus has been fed misinformation at some point, and he's got this hand, king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8. I don't know. He's got really good spades, really good. They're really good spades. So I'm going to make him feel bad now. He's got a void heart, and he's got queen 9x of diamonds and jack 10 9x of clubs. And I know in the past, I think other people have done the same thing, or maybe I did in the past. But it goes past, and everyone's vulnerable. And the question is, what are you opening, if anything? And Magnus is of the opinion this is too good for 2 spades. So let's imagine for the moment that you think it's too good for 2 spades. Do you open it 1? Well, it's too bad for 1. And so someone has told him, or he is of the belief that there is a gap between 1 spade and 2 spades. And I'm of the belief that there isn't. And he decided to pass his hand, and we got into some right trouble. He can probably get out of it, but there's a risk involved to it. But I just think you open this 2 spades. I think this is almost a classic. It's almost a classic 2 spade bid. I think you're vulnerable second in. Partner can't expect much better, can they? Yeah, this is about as good as you can be. I think this is definitely good for 2 spades. And the problem is, you're going to have the best suit in the partnership. Is partner really going to have a better suit than your king, queen, jack, 10, 9 to 6 or whatever you've got? And Magnus says he thought he was too good, and then he didn't think he was good enough for 1, so he passed. So we get into some trouble. I won't go into the details. Maybe we can rescue it, but we didn't. And then he asked at the end, and I said, I don't think there's a gap between 1 and 2. And he goes, oh, I think there is, and maybe people have told me this. And he went and asked a couple of people, and their reply, I think, is right. I think if you think it's too good for opening it 2, you open it 1. I think that's just a general gist, and especially when you've got spades, you want to be bidding. You want to be bidding spades if you can. And I think maybe there might be an argument that if you've got you know, like a 10 count with 6 bad diamonds and a 4-card major, maybe that's not good enough to open a diamond. Maybe you can come in later, but I think when you've got such a good suit and you're vulnerable and you're second in, you just open it something. This is a hand you want to be opening, whether you're bidding 1, 2 or even 3 spades. I prefer 3 spades to pass, to be honest. As it went, we got into a bit of trouble. Magnus, they open a weak no trump in third, and I, as Magnus's partner, bid 2 dimes to show 1 major. I wonder what major that could be. And Magnus is sort of stuff now. You can bid 2 hearts to play, or 2 spades willing to play in 3 hearts, or 2N, some sort of try. But I think it's very much dangerous. You're only ever going to get to play in spades at the 4 level, probably. Whatever you bid here. If you bid 3 spades, what's that show? Well, you can't have this hand because you'd have opened it. So 3 spades probably shows a hand that wants to play in 4 hearts but it's got spade support. So I think once he's passed, you can never not play this in 4 spades, or he can play in 2 hearts and hoping they come in. They didn't. We went 3 off 300. They're having a discussion over there, and I think it's a good discussion to have. I think it's a learning process that you need to find out where your partnership lies, I think. But I think this is not necessarily a partnership thing, this is a personal thing. Having played for a long time, I don't think there's a gap between 1 and 2, and I think most people are of that opinion, especially when your suit's so good, especially when that's... Have you heard of the Swiss Gambit? That's where you purposefully lose Swiss pairs matches so you can climb the field. We're doing that, but sadly we're applying it on multiple rounds. We have probably lost 3 in a row. The one against the Garv, I've said his name, the one against the best player in Europe, I believe he cited once. Not much we can do, we're probably losing that anyway. The second round, same again, not much we can do. So the second round, not much we can do to not win the match, but we had a bottom on the last board, so we lost 16-4 and probably instead of like 11-9. They bid to a 3N, and this was a bit annoying. They bid to a 3M. I led something, they've got 10 top tricks. He took a finesse, we cashed out for 9 and we got 20%. Some people let through 11 on the lead, so like, how are we getting a bad board for that? What are people doing? You can't not make a game. So that felt a bit egregious, I think. And this hand here, I think this is a difficult one to get right. I will do it as a defensive problem, and Magnus is going to tell me what his hand is. It wasn't very good. What was your hand, Magnus? You've got the ace of diamonds. Ace of diamonds. You've got something like too low. Ace to 5. Something like too low, ace to 5, 4 to the 10.
Tried to forget.
Something like that. He says he's tried to forget. I'm not going to make him forget. And this is difficult. And I can definitely make this easier on him. You are defending 4 spades. And you pass, it goes pass. Your partner opens 1 club in third, I think. I think you were past hand. They overcall a spade. You haven't got anything to say. You pass. 1 club could be a 2-card suit. And they go 4 spades. Pass. So you're playing against less experienced players. You don't know whether 4 spades is preemptive or just, I think this is making, it sounds like it's making. Partner hasn't done anything over a 4 spades. So you lead, partner's suit. Now partner's going to have genuine clubs, because they bid and sport spades. Partner can't have 4 spades or 3 spades probably, which means they've got genuine club length. So you lead your 9 of clubs, which is your systemic lead, and dummy goes down with what you can see. Dummy is, just for reference, ace to 4, ace 10 to 5, queen jack X singleton. So it goes 9 of clubs, small from dummy, partner plays the king, declarer wins the ace. So you know declarer's got ace queen of clubs. Declarer's going to have some of the spade honours, and declarer plays a spade to the ace, a spade to their hand, and your partner ends up having queen doubleton of spades. And at trick 4, they play a diamond towards dummy. Now, if I say, what do? You've got the crux of the hand, and I think if I get to this point and give you this as a problem, you'll get it right. What's partner got for their 1 club opening? Well, they've got the king of clubs, the queen of spades, that's 5. They can't have much. What else have they got? They must have both red kings. And if you take some time here, maybe it is more get rightable than I thought. If you take some time here, you need to win the first diamond and attack hearts. There's a chance that partner's got the king of hearts and king to 3 diamonds, and you can see Declare is going to set a diamond trick up for a heart discard, and partner might not have king and queen of hearts. So you need to take the first diamond and play a heart through. We didn't do this, and we can't now attack hearts from my side of the table. I can make this easier on Magnus. I think if he the problem is I could have opened light, and that's an issue. I could have opened light, so it's not guaranteed I've got both red kings. But how are we getting any more tricks if I don't? What I could have done, and this is again how I could make his life easier, is I could give suit preference in trumps. What suit do I want Magnus to play when he gets in? Well, I want him to play hearts. Look at my hand, there's the full hand. I've got king jack to 4 hearts. I might need a heart switch before the diamond's going around. I don't necessarily know what Declare's shape is, but Magnus holding 5 diamonds knows Declare might be short, so I think maybe that's get rightable. But again, sometimes we play too fast. I play too fast. Magnus probably. Do you play too fast, Magnus? A little bit, he says. I think that's fairly honest of him. And second hand low is kind of instructed into you, and so this is one of those hands where you shouldn't play second hand low. But the problem is, when you're playing against people who don't put much thought into it, they're playing fast too, and you need some time to get this right. And we didn't get it right, and maybe we didn't stop and think, but yeah, there's also ethical dilemmas about stopping and thinking. So that was one we could have got right and didn't, and that is why we are halfway through a very good effort at the Swiss Gambit. So that's it for the day. We've just had a drink, we're going for a meal. Drownousaurus. Apparently it's a really good, nice seafood restaurant. The Seahorse, the Sea House. Not enough drink to Drownousaurus, says Magnus. So that's it for the day. Sigh. Our opponents found a good lead against the part score, 20%. They played a slamming game, but slam doesn't make, 20%. I forgot system, 9%. That was on me. I'm a fish. So here we go. We're going to go for a drink. Drownousaurus. But there's 6 more matches tomorrow. So our aim tomorrow is to increase our score by 150%. That's the goal. So we got I think we finished below average today. Something like that. Well, given we were on 30, apparently people saying that's okay. They're trying to be nice and cheer us up. Given we were on 38 after 2, to finish on less than 60 after 6 was not the best. So I think we're waiting for a taxi. We're going to Conway. We're going to a seafood restaurant. We're going to eat fish instead of play like fish. So yeah, we're back tomorrow for the next video. No good hands in that set. No good hands all day. And I don't necessarily think it's all bad luck. There's definitely been some bad play mixed in. Not defending clinically. Opponents making good leads. Maybe we bid too succinctly. There's one where I made a game try to show 6-5, and then they led a trump, and dummy goes down with a stiff in my other suit, and they take a rough off me, and so maybe that's on me. Maybe that's on me. But we could have still had a game on. Who knows? So we're here. I mean, I'm really loving the place. Just looking at the place. It's so nice. I keep saying this. But yeah, so we're back tomorrow. Better score, better things, but we're going to have good company and good food tonight.